Hi, I'm a software developer. Writing CVs is super hard. Why is that? My name is David, and for the last 10 years, I have been working in the IT field. Even though I have applied to hundreds of job postings and written a decent amount of CVs, it still can take me hours to write something I'm comfortable with. I'll try to give you some tips and hopefully help some of you out there. So what we have here is a CV that was sent by our fellow developer. I have redacted their personal information, but for the sake of this review, I will be referring them as Peter. So Peter is actually an entry-level developer who is applying to front-end developer position. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Peter for sending me this CV. Very courageous, Peter. Very courageous. So first thing that I have noticed is that this text isn't actually grammatically checked. So this is a problem that has a simple solution. You can use any online grammatical check like Grammarly or Grammar Check to fix this. Your CV will look much more professional. Peter's CV has a good structure, so there is a personal information section, like quick intro section, a project section that's super important, skill section, languages, and education section. So the intro section is a great place to introduce yourself to the recruiter and to tell something important about yourself. I would suggest to remove some redundant parts from this About Me section. For example, remove your understanding of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and so on from here, as you already mentioned that in skills and your projects. Also, I would suggest to remove this sentence about your knowledge of English language because you already have a languages section. I would also suggest removing your age and your love of tech because it's not really relevant to the position of front-end developer. When it comes to your email, please don't use email addresses like moronbrother17@gmail.com or internettoughguy@yahoo.com. Use something more professional like name.surname@gmail.com. Project section is the central piece of any entry-level developer CVs. It's super important for you to have multiple different projects that you will show to the recruiter. Peter has 2 projects in his project section, a to-do app and a Vine Shop app. To-do app is your run-of-the-mill to-do app that every front-end developer does, a web app that allows you to create tasks, remove them, and mark them completed. However, the Vine Shop app is a full-fledged e-commerce single-page application that shows your coding skills much better than your run-of-the-mill to-do app. I would suggest moving this Vine Shop app to the first position in your project list. I would remove the bullet points from this project description. I would rather put a paragraph that explains this app in detail and then put a giant link for the recruiter to click on. It's much better to have just one link in your project description and to put the source code link in the footer of your web app. Peter did a great thing putting all the technologies he used in the description of the project. This is awesome because a recruiter can open your web app and see all the technologies that you use to build it. It's also great because you're displaying your skills right in the project section, and you can actually remove your JavaScript and Firebase skills from the skills section, and instead you can use your skills section to display your soft skills. Even though there aren't any soft skills listed, you should probably put all of them here and explain where have you acquired each and every one of them. When describing your knowledge of any language, you should probably use the Common European Framework of Reference, at least when applying to a job in EU. So for the English language, if you are well spoken and written, you will have a C1 level of speaking, writing, and reading in English. And for German, where you're decent but still learning, you will probably be a B1 level. There are different frameworks for self-assessment of language knowledge in different parts of the world. So in the education section, you have put your formal education, even though it's not related to computer science, which is great. You should also add all the relevant courses, bootcamps, and tutorials that you have attended to show the recruiter that you have used the same resources as other professional software developers. Now that we have looked into this CV, I would like to show you my own version of it, where I have applied all the tips I have mentioned before. As you can see, I have streamlined a CV a little bit and added some colors. I have added About Me title to the section, and then there are other sections like projects, skills, work experience, education, and languages. In the About Me section, I have explained a little bit more about Peter's background. He's a physiotherapist who recently discovered his passion for software development, and he would like to transition to the field of web development. You don't lose any points if you say that you're a self-taught entry-level front-end engineer, because there are a lot of great self-taught developers in the industry. It's completely normal. As you can see, I have changed the order of the projects and put the WineShop app in the first place. I have changed the description of each project, so they have a paragraph of text that explains what are those projects about, and there is a giant link for the recruiter to hopefully click on. It's important to explain your project in a single sentence and say that this is a single-page e-commerce application built using React.js and Firebase DB. It's super important for a front-end developer to know how to build single-page applications. And that is what the recruiters are looking for. It's a good idea to put the release date on every project. It shows to the recruiter that you have been actively improving your skills while building those projects. In the relevant skills section, I have put all the soft skills that Peter acquired while working in the healthcare industry. I think it's important for a front-end developer to show that he has strong communication skills that he polished by working in a client-facing position. This shows to the recruiter that you are able and ready to talk to the client. The other important skill is ability to manage conflicts. As a front-end developer, you will talk to other front-end developers, to back-end developers, to DevOps, to designers, to product owners, and conflicts between them are certain to arise. This shows to the recruiter that you're able to deal with different individuals with different personalities in different situations. I have added the work experience section and put Peter's physiotherapist work position where he gained his strong communication skills at. In the work experience section, you should put all your volunteer or work experience that's relevant or that's mentioned in the skill section above. So put your unpaid internship here because it counts as volunteer work. In the education section, I have put the fictional Introduction to Firebase Coursera online course. You should add all your bootcamps or your courses and all your relevant tutorials here. Also, you shouldn't avoid putting your formal education in the education section, even though it's not related to computer science. In the languages section, I used Common European Framework of Reference to assess your reading, speaking, and writing skills for English and German. If you're not a native English or German speaker, as is the case with Peter, you should put your maternal language in this section. This was a short review of Peter's CV, and if you want me to review yours, feel free to contact me. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment or message me on Twitter, LinkedIn, or directly via email in the description below. Hope this video was useful to you, and good luck with your future job applications. This was David from CroCoder. Until next time, try to create less bugs than I do.